What's up, Punters Pod listeners? You can listen to us every Wednesday on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or even watch us on YouTube. Now, let's get into the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Punters Pod.
What a time to be alive! The Blues are back. The Pies wore gold. The Bombers suck. Gold Coast sold. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Strap in for 40 minutes of footy, laughs, and most importantly, winning punts. Jezza, how are you today? How is life?
I'm good. A bit of crazy news, obviously. There's a lot going on in footy at the moment.
There is.
And it's not really on the field. It's more so off the field.
There's fucking nothing going on the field at the moment.
Obviously, first of all, rest in peace to Neale Daniher.
Rest in peace.
Inspiration to everyone. Like, you saw him back up year in, year out, and you're like, oh, well, for me at least, it was kind of like, fuck, he's doing really well to get through this. Because it was... I remember at the start it was meant to be only like, he only might have 5 years left or something like that. He's made it all the way to
11.
This year's, isn't this year 12?
12, all right, yes, so
this year's 12, so not shout out, but rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace. I've got all the 12 beanies.
Yeah, I know. You're a massive collector of them.
I've got 12 of them, so that's it. I've been to every Big Freeze game, so we'll keep it going this year, and yeah.
Keep the traditions alive. It's for a great cause, so obviously get around that. In other news, Brad Scott gets the sack today. So while everyone's trying to do their valet and trying to talk about the memories, they just drop a massive bomb that Brad Scott's gotten fired. Let's just get straight into it because there's no point waiting on it. What do you feel about it? What are you thinking? Good decision, bad decision? I still don't know if it's worth sacking a coach halfway through the season.
We disagree with this.
No, I don't know if we disagree because I still don't know where I sit on it. But I
still think it's good. Once again, I think the pressure from Carlton sacking Voss, it's not because winning games this year. Fuck this year. That's what all these clubs think. Now they want to get in with a shot. If Longmire is going to consider Carlton, they want to be like, hey, consider us as well. So it makes sense that they do this now. Brad Scott was never going to be their coach next year. So why wait until Longmire or Simpson or somebody you might want agrees to Carlton? Get in now before the agreement's made. Put your best foot forward, even though they're going to end up with fucking Hurd.
Okay,
you can tell.
Hear me out though, yeah? You just said that Brad Scott was never going to be the coach next year. We both agreed that Michael Voss was never going to be Carlton's. So why let them have this year? Why not? Why fuck a whole year? Because how are you going to predict that the season was going to get bad? What do you mean predict?
Yeah, we both had them bottom 6.
Exactly. I don't know. What are you talking about? Predict? I don't know, but unless you have an extremely young list and you've brought in a coach like an Andrew McWalter, like a Stephen King, but Stephen King's exceeded expectations. I understand, but what I'm saying is, you have a rebuilding team and you bring in a coach with the thing of like, all right, you're going to be our rebuilding coach. You stay. We got faith in you, blah, blah, blah. Brad Scott and Michael Voss were not brought in that sort of way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, not really, no. Because now, like this year, they weren't brought in that way, but this is their 4th and 5th year.
Exactly. So when it gets to the time where it's like, okay, we're these clubs at the end of last year were phasing into a rebuild, and they both knew that. So why not bring in a new rebuild coach straight away? They were not contending to win a premiership. They brought in both those coaches as a thing of like, all right, we're getting up to the next step. Rudden had the Bombers playing really well. Yep. He gets the sack and thing. Voss comes in to be the like premiership coach, bring thing. Take him away. You're going into a rebuild. Both teams saw the writing on the wall. They weren't going to be successful this year. Get rid of them. Bring in a young coach. Have this year mean something.
Devil's advocate, but like Dimmer in 2017, same thing. Like it's not always as simple as that.
Were they moving into a rebuild though, Richmond? That year?
Yeah, they got rid of Deledio. There was a lot of like moving around. Like, what do you mean? There was never a sure thing they were going to win the premiership.
It was never. Also, okay, Carlton pushed them to the side for a bit. Essendon, everyone knew that they were rebuilding. Like, nobody had them making finals this year.
Yeah, but
did you?
No, I didn't. But
did anyone?
So then every year, 10 coaches get sacked.
Not 10 coaches should get sacked, but these coaches I
think it's very rich of you.
No.
No. I don't think it's very fair that you're saying they should have known that they were going to be bad this year. Like, man, I still just don't get what you're trying to say.
Hear me out. Collingwood that year, 2021 or whatever, when Nathan Buckley was getting sacked, won 2 games that year. Yeah.
Yes.
How much did Essendon win last year? 7 maybe?
Yeah,
6, 7 games.
Yeah.
they knew that they were going into a different phase, and that maybe it wasn't a rebuild and maybe it wasn't a thing. But they got the new coach and they made something out of the year and they made finals that next year. Melbourne last year knew that they were going into a rebuild phase, get rid of Simon Goodwin, bring in Stephen King, they make something out of the year. Do you understand what I'm saying?
A little bit, but I think it's easy to say now.
No, but it's not though, because we saw what Essendon were going to be. We knew what they were going to do.
Make a call right now. Who should be sacked next year? Go.
Let me see the teams
who should be sacked next year.
Tell the listeners what we got coming up for the rest of the show, and I'll tell you who's going to get sacked.
Well, today we obviously have the random player that Jeremy will not get. We have betting results. It was a big week. It was a shit round of footy, but it was a big week on the punts. I've got a new player on my watch list. We got the player props, of course, and then we got the 7 games. It's bye week, so 7 games to preview for round 12 of the AFL season.
Let me run you through the bottom of the ladder, because there's not many candidates since these two have gone.
Yeah, but
Essendon, yes, they knew they were going into a rebuild. They got rid of the coach too late. Richmond, they brought in a coach knowing that he was going to stick through the rebuild. That was my point before.
Who's that, yep?
West Coast knew that they were going through a rebuild with this coach.
No,
with
I'm saying for next year, but next year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you.
So you keep everyone so
there's
far.
going to be nobody. Carlton. Carlton.
If we did this exercise
Carlton
last year,
knew what they were going to. I would have told you.
Essendon Carlton should have sacked
100%.
Right.
Port Adelaide, new coach. North Melbourne, if they fall off the face of the earth. This year, they're currently on 5 wins. If they fall off the face of the earth and only win 8 games for the year, sack Clarko.
Yeah, okay.
What do you mean? He's been there for...
Yes, but the argument is...
You get what I'm saying,
I do, but the argument is that next year, maybe the year they break through with Clarko. So, and maybe next year they'll give him one last chance.
Or it could be the Craig McRae comes into the new team, needs to rejuvenate. It could be the Stephen King comes into the new team, rejuvenated.
Maybe. You might be onto something.
I might be fucking onto something.
I'll ask you this question. Who would you rather coach, Carlton or Essendon?
Essendon.
Essendon?
I think the
future...
future...
I'm Carlton still.
No.
Who?
Okay, how long are you guaranteed to be coaching them for?
Carlton?
Oh, no.
Both the clubs? So you got a 5-year window.
Oh, Essendon by far.
I'm going Carlton by far.
Why?
Because you've got... I think there's more promising young talent at Carlton than Essendon. Who do you really love from Essendon, young?
Go. They're all too young, though.
Merritt leaves. Yep, you got Caddy. Merritt leaves, you got Caddy.
You got Caddy.
Yeah.
Kako can be a good player.
We don't know that at all.
Roby looks like he's going to be good.
He's played 4 games.
Durham is still going to be in that young group.
Durham, yeah, he's all right. Yeah. I'm going Carlton. You've got those middle-aged players, so you're not starting from the bottom. You got even like Walsh. A Haywood. You got Walsh. You got I know he's shit, but you've got a what's his name? Fucking Tierra.
Oh, he's the chair. No, okay.
Then you got
Conversation
Jagger.
over. You just got
Jagger. Then you got Wiedering.
Good.
You still got... We keep bringing up Collingwood 2021. Collingwood had that group of Myercheck, Pendlebury, Sidebottom, all these players that are older but still capable. And Carlton's still got players of that level. Essendon just rabble. Essendon have Caddy and no one. I'd rather coach Carlton as much as I hate them.
That's fair enough.
And anyway, decisions made. Essendon are going to keep, going to get heard. And
yeah, 100%. Like, by the sounds of it,
there's no chance they don't. Like, it's ridiculous. I think it's stupid.
But I think I said this at the start of the year when we first talked about it. I think they need to, just to get the herd out of the system.
They do.
They'll have a couple years of herd. It probably won't work. And then they'll get rid of it. And then nobody can ever
say, oh, maybe herd.
Because guess what? If they go through the process and they bring in a new young coach next year,
should have been heard.
Exactly. If he fails, it'll be they should have been heard, and they think so. They need to get out of this.
4 years time, we'll have this same conversation about should Herd be coach Essendon. Right. Jez, who's the random player? He will not be coaching Essendon or Carlton, but he's wearing a St Kilda jumper.
Ooh, no, I got no.
Standard looking guy.
Yeah, so
brunette,
standard.
Just a bit muscular.
Kind of looks. Player. You're gonna call me crazy. Kind of looks like Tom Langdon. His face.
Not one bit. Looks like Tom Langdon.
He does.
This is a good fact for you, okay? Yeah, this player right here, the St Kilda player behind me, was actually teammates with Tom Langdon. That'll help you heaps, I think.
At Collingwood.
How many clubs did Tom Langdon play for?
1.
He played for 1. So yes, this player was a teammate.
This is the guy that you were obsessed with when we were young.
No, I was obsessed with the player that got drafted exactly 3 picks after him.
You loved Matt Scharenberg.
I loved Matt Scharenberg.
And this is Nathan.
This is Nathan. There's a famous person on the run, killed some police officers. That has the same last name. Freeman. Nathan Freeman is the random player for this episode. Jez struggles again to get the play without 10 clues. How do you go on the punt this week, Jez?
I went pretty good, actually.
I had a decent week.
It's just, I said it last week too. I said that the Dreamtime at the G game was just going to be an absolute disposal fest.
Yep.
And it was. It was fucking bang, bang.
My
hit
player
up,
prop
hit up.
was Archie Roberts, 32 plus. At $1.90, he had 33.
Yeah,
so
and
happy
mine
days
was
there.
McCall foul 2+ goals. He only kicks one. He
Silly.
looked lively
I
as
told
fuck
you it
at
was
the start.
silly.
No, it wasn't silly. It was that $3 odds.
I thought it was funny. You went Cadman for 2+ for like 4 weeks in a row.
I know.
He gets 3 on the weekend.
I know. Fucking dog.
It was hard to find a GWS player that didn't score over 2. My player props continued to bang. Pendlebury didn't get a goal, so I went 1 of 2 on the player props. But the games were just... I had a good weekend. I had a profitable weekend. But for betting at this stage of the year, halfway through the season exactly, I feel like the bookies know everything.
Yeah,
there's
getting
no
tough
value.
now.
There's no room for movement.
Tough.
It's like anything that there was value in, they've kind of shut it down by now.
Yeah,
12 game
100%.
sample size. You got to try and find little things. I've got a player in my player props today, which I love because I feel like the bookies aren't hip to this prop just yet. But other than that,
prop.
Yep. But I feel like they are shutting down the value.
Let's get straight into the betting blacklist because I got someone I want to talk about.
I've got someone on my watch list.
Oh, I think this might be this. No, mine got elevated straight to the blacklist. He didn't even get watch listed. Removed off my watch list though. Patrick Cripps, Jagger Smith. Congratulations, you have both been removed.
Congratulations,
new coach.
boys.
You're finally being played in your position, not at half forward, not in this stupid shit. My only player on watch at the moment is Lockie Whitfield. I had him on watch last week. I put him on my multi the week before.
Every GWS player had a good week last week.
He was a laid out.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay.
Yes. He was a laid out. Fucked one of my multis, got voided. It would have won if he played. So thanks a lot, Lockie Whitfield.
So we're gonna watch him this week.
Still on watch. Blacklisted, of course. Andrew Brayshaw still there. He's a permanent fixture. He's not getting taken off. New blacklisted player. I don't know what the fuck's happened to this guy. Do not know what the fuck's happened to him.
Is it a player that was on my watch list last week?
He might have been. He was shooting the lights out at the start of last season. All the talk was about him. He was the next up and coming superstar. He was the big thing. He's going to sign $1 million contract.
This is my guy. This is my guy.
Chad Warner.
You are blacklisted.
Yes. You are fucking
11 disposals.
11 disposals.
Yes.
I put him in for 15. I legit put him in for 15 just as a filler leg, yeah? Just as I'll chuck him in, just add a bit of value.
Silly.
Why the fuck not?
Very silly.
He's hit it in God knows how many games. How do you get 11 disposals?
If you're listening to me, Jez, if you're listening to my watch list the last couple of weeks, he's been there. And yes, today he got upgraded to the blacklist as well. He's been upgraded. He is in my blacklist. But I've got a new player in my watch list. So make sure you listen to this one. I don't want you to come on in a couple of weeks' time and just say, oh, this player, and act like he wasn't on Ethan's watch list for the last 3 weeks. This player's not as good as everyone thinks. He's very inconsistent, especially disposal-wise. And he's very up and down player. When he's going well, you hear everything about him.
Oh, I love this.
When he's going bad, you hear nothing about him.
I love this.
It's Jack Ginnivan.
Oh, no.
He's on my watch list. Jack Ginnivan touches is the biggest scam ever. There's games where he has 20, especially when he's versing the Pies. He loves to have 20, 30 disposals. Everyone raves and rants about him. People are saying he's the 3rd best player at Collingwood if he was on the list right now. He is not as good as everyone thinks. He's on my watch list as a fraud. I will not touch him disposals for the rest of the season. And on my blacklist, as I've mentioned, is Chad Warner and the duo of Sarong and Brayshaw. Sarong was out on the weekend. So another week where both of them do not get above 25.
You brought something to my attention. Talking about players who are sucked off when they're going good and then no one ever talks about when they're going bad. And I actually have him later on. I talked about him later on, but you just remind me. I might as well put him on watch. Will Ashcroft, you are on watch.
That's a good. Was he on a couple of weeks ago for you?
Huh?
He was on a couple of weeks
ago. He might have been. I don't know what the fuck. Like, he's the biggest downhill skier that I've ever seen in my life. Whenever Brisbane are going well, whenever they're beating a team in the grand final by 60 points, he's everywhere to be seen. He's getting those cheap touches, kicking it backwards, blah, blah, blah. When they're going bad, he does not get a touch.
Even Levi is very disappointing.
Levi's playing actually pretty good this year. He's getting more disposal than his fucking stupid brother. Last week, I just had him for 23, yeah. It's not even hard. Will Ashcroft, 23, playing fucking constant midfield
against
time.
The Giants, you lost to West Coast.
Got 21. He only had, I think he had like 16 in the first half. So it's fucking easy, blah, blah, blah. He only gets 8 in the whole second half. So I think my maths is a bit off there.
Good.
Just fucking shit. Let's get into players who aren't shit. Let's get into these player props. My first player prop, the segment sponsored by Punt AI. Go DM them or go to the link in their bio to gain access to their picks on every single game of the AFL season. My first play prop is going to be Jarman Impey for 20 plus disposals.
I like it.
Get that on tab for $1.85. The Saints are allowing a shit ton of disposals to halfbacks. I feel like everyone's going to be on Amon. I'm jumping on Impey.
That's good for my Supercoach team. Jesse's in my Supercoach team.
Yeah, the Supercoach.
Last week, I got 1 of 2 on my player props. Archie Roberts, 32 plus disposals at $1.90 was the win. He had 33. Happy days there. And this week, I'm starting off with another disposal leg. 25 plus disposals at $2.10. Wow, that's good. He's racking it up under the new coach, Josh Frazier. It is, of course, Jagger Smith for 25 plus disposals. He has had this in the last 2 weeks under Fraser. We saw early on in the year, and especially in the preseason, how much he loves getting heaps of touches. Even if they lead to nothing, he likes getting them Jagger. It will continue for the rest of the year this way, and the bookies haven't noticed it yet. That's why
they've noticed it because a couple of weeks ago we said for 25 it was at like $6.50 or some shit like that.
Well, you know what? It's still $2.10, and if you're going to give me double
really
up,
still, yeah.
I really like that value. Jack Smith, 25 plus disposals at $2.10, Jets.
And my second player prop is going to be, and this guy's let me down a couple of times, and I was just looking at his form.
You love going back to the well.
He's kicked 3-3-1 the week I bet on him. 3-3. So hopefully he doesn't fuck me here. Jeremy Cameron, 3 plus goals, $1.80. Playing against that team, Jagger Smith's team. They're playing against Carlton at the MCG. Don't know why, but whenever I think of this game, I just think of Jezza Cameron kicking a lot of goals. So Jeremy Cameron, 3 plus goals.
My next one is a goal scorer as well with 2 plus goals at $2.03. He's in some serious goal kicking form this year. Has to be the one to score this week for the Pies, especially with no Ali. I think this player plays a lot more forward, will rest forward. He loves Marvel Stadium. He loves kicking goals against the Bulldogs. He's kicked 2 goals in the last 3 of 3 games against the Dogs at Marvel. It is Nick Dacos, Jez. Nick Dacos, 2 plus goals, $2.03. He was playing out of the square a lot against West Coast. I think similar will happen.
Because they were tagging
this week. No, they weren't. Last week they didn't tag him.
Actually,
They tagged Pendlebury and Josh. They did not tag Dacos, and he rested forward. And especially with no Elliott, they need that sort of player deep forward.
You know who I would love? I thought you were going to say, but then I remembered he's injured. Tim Membry. Just seems like
he loves Marvel. Yeah, he does love Marvel.
Yeah.
We always say it. Yeah. So there you go. So recap: Jagger Smith 25 plus at $2.10. Nick Dacos 2 plus at $2.03. Combine those for $4.26 odds.
And mine are Jarman Impey 24 plus on tab at $1.85 and Jeremy Cameron 3 plus goals at $1.80. Let's get straight into these fucking tips. Another stinker on a Thursday night. I don't know why they keep doing this to us. As
usual.
Saints versus the Hawks at Marvel Stadium. The Saints were never going to win that game anyway.
No, they weren't.
They're just no good. No. And Sam Flanders has to be one of the all-time stat putters. Great for punting. Shit for playing. Shit for winning.
I'd hate to be a St Kilda fan. Paying him all that money, seeing him come in just to be pretty average.
Get the cheapie off halfback. Then scream for it and put the arms out and just want the kick back to you. Just embarrassing.
Rocket Aid was onto something because he never played him, actually. So fun fact.
Did you, do you have any thoughts on the Saints?
There's just not much to think about the Saints, is there? They just stink of mid. I say it every week.
It's got to the point now, at the start of the season, I remember everyone was making a big deal.
People were saying in the first couple of rounds that they were going to make finals.
No, I'm saying everyone was making a big deal because they had the slow start to the season. So everyone was making a big deal. They paid all this money. Did they do the wrong thing? That conversation just died. No one even cares that they're losing games.
The most irrelevant team ever. No one cares.
Horrible.
And Hawkhorn.
The Hawks, they did all right, I guess. I think they would have lost that game if Franken doesn't get hurt.
I think they're lucky to get away with the win. Honestly, Crows had the chance. Just didn't get chances.
Multiple.
I honestly think even if, what's his name? Tex plays that game, they probably win.
I think if Rankin doesn't get hurt in the third quarter.
I still don't rate Hawthorn. They will not win the flag. I'm so steadfast on that. And Hawthorn fans are so confident they're going to win the flag. Yeah, I just don't see them winning the flag.
Yeah, in my eyes, they're not a contender this season. As for this game, I feel like the Hawks play shit at Marvel. We saw that game a couple of weeks ago against Port Adelaide where they almost lost it. They played another game this year. I forgot who it was against, but they didn't look great either. If Wanganeen Miller was playing, I think I'd give Saints a sniff here, but he just isn't. And there are a couple decent players coming through that St Kilda midfield. There's Max Hall, there's Wilson, Garcia, who fucked me also last week.
So we don't like him.
Talk about that. But they're nowhere near it at the moment. And even though I don't think much of the Hawks, I think even less of the Saints. That's why my free pick for this game is going to be the Hawks, minus 13.5 at $1.90.
Let's see if Will Day can last a full game without getting injured this week. As much as everyone knows, I'm not sold on the Hawks whatsoever. One thing for sure is that I am even less positive about St Kilda, who are the most mid-side in the AFL. Ross is more worried about himself than winning games, and even though it is at Marvel, I give them slim to no chance to beat the Hawks this game. Give me the Hawks minus 12.5 at $1.90.
Love it. On the same page there. Blues versus the Cats on the Friday night.
Fraser.
The Blues are back.
Fraser.
I knew Voss was shit, but I didn't think. Maybe he's even worse than what I thought he was.
I thought he was the worst coach in the AFL, but I really thought that like this team was just bad.
And it's funny how all the dick sucking is like dissipated now. Like when he got sacked, it was like all this. When he was still like treading water,
we love
like,
you, Vossy.
Even a couple games before he got sacked, it was like, no, it's not Voss's fault. It's these players' fault.
Yeah.
You look at the players now; they're so motivated. They're winning games.
Voss is tough. Voss played tough. He coaches tough.
I gave Carlton no chance last week.
No chance.
Zero chance. And they come out and smack Port Adelaide.
But it says a lot about Port as well. Like, look, Voss must be so angry somewhere, like you said. But as much as I didn't expect it, when I saw it unfolding, I'm like, you know what? Port are just very bad as well. Like Port are the roller coaster team. But still, Carlton were probably in no position to win that. I can just feel the calls for Fraser to be the full-time coach coming.
It's the momentum's coming. The momentum's coming.
I love it.
As for the Cats, they smashed the Swans at GMHBA. What did you expect? They're playing at that shit ground. And the Bailey Smith and Max Holmes combo is just a disposal machine. If these two cunts don't have 25 each, something's fucking really wrong.
They're the opposite of the Brayshaw Sarong.
Exactly. This is the 20 every week. So book that in.
Look, not Carlton, Geelong fans, I'm sorry. I was not really confident with yous, but they are serious. I got to give them the credit. They're serious. Even the GMHBA factor aside, they are a fucking good team, Jez. They will compete again this year, and the new play style is actually immaculate. It's crazy.
I think it's just in me that like I want to write them off because I don't like them so much, but you just can't.
They're just
like
good side. They just back alone,
up. Yeah,
they're a really, really good side.
At the MCG, obviously, I like I said it before, I think these games are always close. They always come down to the wire, and they are always really entertaining. They're always good, and I think a lot of people will like the looks of Carlton here. I think a lot of people are going to be going in 2 wins, lots of momentum. Yep. The Dogs I don't think much of, and Port Adelaide I don't think much of. Cats I think a lot of at the moment, and I think they are probably the best team in the competition. Can't see them competing with the Cats, who are absolutely red hot at the moment. This isn't the Bulldogs at Marvel, and this isn't Port Adelaide. They've just come off beating Brisbane at the Gabba. They've just come off beating Sydney who were claimed to be the flag favourites. My free pick is going to be the Cats, minus 25.5 at $1.90. I just think they're way too good here.
I will buy a Carlton membership if Josh Fraser gets the win in his 3rd game in a row here. Geelong are hitting their stride and will have an absolute field day with this Blues team, who, to be fair, have been very good at the moment since Voss has been gone. But this is Geelong. The Cats are far too good here, Jez. My free tip is also the Cats minus 24.5 at $1.90. And my headline is Blues lose. Carlton fans disheartened a week after calling for Fraser to take over full-time as senior coach.
I like it. We're on the same page so far. The Swans versus the Tigers. Only one Friday night game this round, so we'll take that. I prefer that. That's actually. Good, yeah. And because it's such a good Friday night game, I actually like that. Swans versus the Tigers, like I said. Swans last week played at GMHBA, so you got to give them a mulligan. But in saying that, they have not been showing the strongest form in these last few weeks.
Been a very, very average fortnight. I will admit that as the biggest Sydney fan this year from probably a non-Sydney supporter. Just need way more production out of players like Chad and Charlie, honestly. It's just like...
I couldn't have said it better myself.
No, it's just way more... They're both just so poor. They got outplayed big time last week, and they need to get their shit sorted again. Because, like, their best... I know everyone's best looks good, but their best looks, like, fucking incredible. And this was just poor. That was just poor. The last 2 weeks have been really, really bad.
I'm not sure if Dean Cox hates Chad Warner or some shit, but his midfield time is getting crushed. And last week he only attended 39% of centre bounces. So
there's no reason.
Sheldrick's in before him, Rowbottom's in before him.
It's not like they've got
Grundy, McInerney. So he's just getting smashed in it.
But he's a better player than every single one of those players.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe Cox sees something that we're not.
Yeah, because I don't know. I still think you put Chad in there and let him do what he does. But honestly, he's been so bad this year. That's why he's blacklisted. End of the day.
The Tigers, very, very encouraging win.
Impressive.
Did they do really well, or Essendon just that bad?
Look, I honestly kind of felt bad. Not felt bad, but I was a bit disappointed in myself that I didn't see this result coming beforehand, because it made sense when the game was unfolding. It makes sense that Essendon are fucking bad. Richmond can have a nice performance earlier in the year, especially. We saw them a couple times just have one out of nowhere and really compete. I wish I did see that coming, but we did misread it. But Essendon just so bad.
Oh, horrible. Absolutely horrible.
They're just so bad, man.
We'll talk about them a little later.
I still think Richmond are very bad, but they just came up against probably the worst team in the competition.
The bad teams are just really bad, and I classify Collingwood as one of the really bad teams as well. We'll talk about that later. It's because that Pendlebury game, I'll get into it a bit later.
We're talking about the Swans.
For this game, at the SCG, the odds currently $1.02 to Sydney to $17 Richmond, yeah. And I'm not saying Richmond are going to win, but
the line.
I think 60 is a really, really big number.
It's a big line.
And I feel like we aren't seeing that many absolute smashings in these last few weeks. Winter's starting to come in. Defenses are tightening up. I think the Swans are also a bit off form, like I said at the moment. They're not playing to their full capacity. I think they can walk into the SCG here. They probably know they're going to win 100%, and I don't think they put the hammer down. That's why I really like the Tigers to cover here. My free pick is going to be Richmond plus 60.5 at $1.90.
Look, you said that there's not a lot of smashings, but I think the first 3 games of this round will be smashings. You said that Swans have been average, but I think this is the perfect time, perfect opponent for the Swans to get back on track.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people think that, get right game, blah, 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 and then it never ends up happening.
I think the Swans put belt to ass here. I think it is an absolute shit show, and they win by over 100 points. Richmond have been very good the last 2 weeks. Swans have been very bad the last 2 weeks. But at the end of the day, this is a bottom 3 side versus a top 3 side. That's what the scores will reflect. My free tip is the Swans minus 60.5 at $1.90. I see no way Richmond cover. I'm sorry, but I see no way Richmond cover.
The Lions versus the Dockers. Now, this game is going to be fucking
a good game.
Interesting at the Gabba.
About time, a good game.
Brisbane Lions, are they cooked? 83-2 in the third quarter against the Giants.
It's just...
Is there reason to worry right now?
There is, because it's just no hunger or care. It's like hangover. We always say it. It's like, at the end of the day, how hungry can you be after one premiership? Like, for example, this Fremantle team that they're coming up against. They have won 10 in a row because they are like, this could be our last fucking chance to win a premiership. We need to win a premiership. We need to win every week. We need to sacrifice everything for this premiership. We want to taste it. Every player on this Brisbane team pretty much has tasted the premiership twice over. They're just like, you know what? It'll just happen for us. We're talented. And when they start getting belted by GWS, there's no urgency. There's no care. It's just like, all right, we lost this game. On to next week.
Yeah, exactly.
We've done this before. We won the premiership from 5th. We won the premiership from out of the 4. Like, we'll just do it again.
You don't blame them too for feeling that way, but still,
like... It's human nature, yeah.
It's human nature, and I feel like this happens with everyone. You're not going to stay up forever. All this talk about the end of an era is absolute bullshit, because they can come right back next year. And I'm not even writing them off this year.
I think this year they're a chance still, but I think right now they look disinterested in the season.
They do, but...
They've been cruising, and now the cruising is turning into just like... non-competitive. Like, they were non-competitive in that third quarter.
It's a fucking very long season, and the cruising could be good for them in a way. It could be like these couple weeks where they just rest up, don't go full pelt, and then right to the end. And I'm not saying they're planning that, but
I think that's the chance of happening as well. But I think you just got to fire a shot at least.
Well, I heard
we're halfway through the season now. It's not like it's the first 5 rounds anymore.
I heard something today on the radio, and it's like usually, like, because they were talking about Freo's big run and how they've won 10 in a row. A lot of the times, if you win 10 in a row before, I think it was like around 17 or something like that, you don't win the flag.
Yeah, Collingwood last year did it, yeah.
Because teams work you out. You waste all your tickets at the start of the season. Sure, you look like the premiership favourite. Sure, you this, you that. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Freo, but that's history.
I don't know, but I'd still much rather be looking like Freo than Brisbane right now. Regardless of peaking too early. I've never really subscribed to peaking too early. I do subscribe to like hangover and like desire to win. And I think Brisbane don't have desire. I think Fremantle are playing like a team desperate to win.
No, I definitely don't agree with you. Freo, absolutely rolling. No sarong, no worries. And they're just firing on all cylinders at the moment.
10 in a row. You might have been right about these Dockers. They look really fucking good.
Okay, tell me about it.
I'll watch very closely, like you said, to see if they can sustain this come late in the season. I don't believe in peaking too early, but I'm cautious of them back end of the year. I am cautious.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people will be like you said, back at the Gabba, get right game, need to prove something, need to show something.
Need to.
2 disappointing weeks in a row, get right game for the Lions here. I think otherwise. I think Freo have been cruising to these wins in the last few weeks. Haven't been stressing that much. That win against St Kilda, they were never in doubt.
St Kilda.
Big away test for them here. They will prevail. They will win this game. But for a little bit of insurance, I'm going to be taking Fremantle plus 6.5 at $1.90. And my headline is hungover. The Lions lose 3 on the trot and look nothing like their back-to-back winning ways.
This will be a belter. It's a top 4 clash. About time. I feel like we barely get good contests lately in the AFL fixture. As much as I love Freo and Brisbane have shown us nothing, like we just said, something inside of me tells me exactly what you were referring to, Jez. Get right game. They need to do it. And even more so than Brisbane, I feel like Fremantle can't be up forever. 10 in a row is crazy. I think they will fall. I'll be so flat if this is wrong because I'm putting all my faith into Brisbane again. But my free tip is the Lions win at $1.70.
Don't love it. The Dogs versus the Pies on the Saturday night at Marvel Stadium. How fucking disgusting. The Dogs, they were lucky. They were lucky that game was at the Marvel.
What do you have in this game? I had Dogs plus 10.5.
I had the Dogs win too.
Yeah, nice. We read the play perfectly.
They were lucky that this game was at Marvel and not the MCG.
If it was at the G,
they lose by 40.
Demons would have won by 40.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That Langford mark should have counted.
But look, I know it didn't. It fell apart a bit at the end, but they held off the comeback. The Dogs.
No, they did. But
they were all right. They were good. They were a good side on the day. It was an impressive win, but I'm with ya.
They really held on.
Marvel is what won them that game.
Yeah.
Because the D's have proven that they love playing at the G this year. That's simple as that.
No, their game style fits the G, and that's fair enough. Yeah. But I just think the Dogs got lucky to hold on there. Melbourne were coming with a rush and just did more of the right things the right way.
That would have hurt for you. That would have hurt. Your boy, the Bont, versus your team, Melbourne.
No, exactly.
Would have hurt.
Wait till King's birthday. I'm going to be crying. Collingwood, one of the worst teams in the league.
So disappointing.
And I can say that with 100% confidence. They are one of the worst teams in the league.
This game felt like a loss for me.
That game was painful to watch.
It felt like a loss.
I looked over at you during the game. We were at the game, and I said to you, they shouldn't even sing the song this week.
It was, for me at least, when I you know when your team on the weekend, like you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, we won yesterday, what a win. I wake up the next day, I'm like, oh, fuck. That was a bit gross.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Like post-night clarity for that win. Fuck. It was horrible.
I look at that team and I think that there is zero game plan.
Zero.
Like, it's just like, there's not a style of play that they ever play. 1 week it's long down the line. The next week they try
exactly. Yeah, like against Sydney game looked good.
First half against Hawthorn, try and play that fast through the corridor game.
Against Carlton.
And 1 week they're using Dan Houston in his taking all the kicks off half.
Next week gets 5 touches.
Second week, exactly. So it's just like they have no game plan. There's no plan.
Elliot goes down. He's just hurt, dreadful as well. Just hurts so much. They can't cover him.
I don't have much time for him at the moment, to be honest.
Darcy Moore made out of glass. I want to say that as well. Fuck you, man.
He's not an AFL player. This game, another Marvel game for the Dogs. Disposal fest in this game. Both teams led up a fucking shit ton, so get onto that. I just feel like the Pies are just no good.
No good.
I've got no faith in them here, and I feel like they never beat the... I can't remember the last time Collingwood beat the Dogs at Marvel.
I remember we lost one. We were watching it here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
that was a bad loss.
yeah, we just never beat him.
Never.
Bont will probably have like 33 uncontested and kick 2 goals just to spite me. My free pick for this game is going to be the Bulldogs -7.5 at $1.90. And my headline is going to be Dead Bird. The Pies lose in embarrassing fashion as their season spirals out of control.
It's already out of control. These are just two teams who have been up and down all season. Both have had injuries. Both unpredictable and can look really good one week and look like a bottom 4 team the next. Probably explains why they are both in the wildcard range at the moment. And most likely will both finish in the wildcard range come season's end. Hard to look past the Dogs at Marvel after last week. And hard to give the Pies any confidence after last week, even though they won. My free tip is the Dogs 1-39 at $2.25. I think it's just going to be a lackluster game. I think a lot of Collingwood games this year are just lackluster and like
hard
just
watches.
Boring. Yeah, just hard watches. Yeah.
The Melbourne Demons versus the Giants at TIO in Alice Springs.
Alice Springs game. Your boys, the D's.
The D's last week, very gutsy. Still made a couple of stupid young mistakes.
MCG Merchants, man.
If Langford can't hold on to a fucking chess mark, I don't know what's going on. Still one of the most watchable teams in the AFL. Even to come back in that game, they were 30-something points down. Really, really admire them for that.
Look, they're MCG Merchants. I know you love them. They'll struggle to be consistent. I'll give them that. They're young. No one expects them to be where they are. I believe they're still a good team, but they're far, far from perfect, and we saw that last week. It's a game they should have won. It's a game that they should have won.
Not really. Come on. That is very fucking rich.
You're the biggest Bulldogs fucking hater ever. You think the Bulldogs are a shit side.
Yeah, playing at their fucking beloved Roofs Stadium.
Melbourne can't just rely on the G always.
No, I'm not saying they're relying on the G, but
so you think they're a perfect team?
The Dogs did have the advantage in that game, didn't you? And I thought they had the almighty best player in the competition, Marcus Bontempelli.
He played a good game. Yeah, he did.
So why would they be expected to win when one team has the
team
best
game,
player
buddy.
ever and the other team has...
Team fucking game.
Whatever.
Team game.
The Giants, I told you they were good. I fucking told you.
Oh my God, what are you on about?
I had them at the line last week, dickhead.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I had them at the line last week.
I respect that.
I had faith in them. I said it. And I remember last week's episode, you were like, oh no.
I respect it. All right.
They can get on a roll. I like them. Players coming back. Sam Taylor comes back this week. Jesse Hogan comes back after the bye. They're going to make the finals.
I like it. Look, they shocked me. They shocked the AFL world, except for you, apparently. I did not see it coming at all. I'll put my hand up. I had Brisbane at the line. So
see if I'm talking shit or not.
Good from you,
Giants
Jez.
plus 15.5.
Yeah, I had Brisbane minus 15.5. I'm just straight up confused about this team. Will this be just an anomaly? Or will this be the start to their form, the start to their finals run for 2026? TIO throws up a massive curveball in this one here. Once again, the MCG Merchant Demons, if this was at the G,
shut up.
I'd be going the Demons all day, all night. They've been better all year, Melbourne, but this isn't at the G, and I like the Giants last week. Too much to ignore them. I think I'm going, last week was the game to start their roll on for final push, and that's why I'm taking the Giants win at $2.16. And yeah, that's me.
I like both of these teams, so this is hard one. This is a hard one for me.
If you go against fucking Melbourne here, I swear
being in the MT throws up a huge curveball.
Yeah, because your team is MCG Merchants.
Shut up, you don't know what my pick is. I honestly can't see an edge either way here.
I can.
The D's play great at the G, but
they do,
a little unstable everywhere else.
Correct.
The Giants can show up one week and then disappear the next. One thing that both of these teams can do is put on a fucking big score.
You're going to do try bet. Oh, over.
I am not. My tip for this game is going to be total points over 176.5. Feel like that line is pretty low. I feel like both of these teams.
Sweaty ball is in
sweaty ball and it'll pinging around, moving quick. Yeah. The final game of the round is going to be the Eagles versus the Dons. This makes it more interesting now because I did this pick before the news came out. So the line has moved a bit.
I had it at 12.5.
Well, I got it at 11.5.
Okay.
And it's gone all the way down to 8.5. So it's an interesting thing. They think that
the coach spike.
Yeah, exactly. The coach spike has come in. So obviously, so they know something that we don't. Eagles were okay without being great against the Pies.
They were okay, but the Pies were shit, so they looked like...
exactly.
I think it's more about Collingwood than West Coast. I think West Coast are fucking sad for tagging our Pennels.
Yeah, absolutely sad.
Letting Nick Dacos have 33 and 3 goals and tagging Pennels just to be like, haha, we're tagging you in your record-breaking game is wild.
No one pisses me off than looking at Brady Hoff. Like,
he's
it
on
just
fuck that
pisses
cunt.
me the fuck off.
Fuck that cunt. Harley is a cunt to play against. Like,
No.
he's impressive. He's a good player.
Dersma's impressive.
Dersma's good, yeah.
They're going to be good. Every time I looked up and it was a thing, he was in those bright pink boots and he was just fucking... And he's so tall.
Yeah,
he's fucking tall as hell.
Yeah, he's lengthy.
The Bombers, horrible. Losing the unlosable.
I had here, Brad Scott is a dead man walking. Well, he's not walking anymore. No coming back from this for Brad Scott. Oh, yeah,
like I said,
clearly not.
They're a great team if you want to bet because all those players get disposals.
I'm worried, Jez. I'm worried.
Nah, I'm not worried.
I'm worried
because the new coach usually comes in and plays in their position.
No, I'm worried about something. What was Brad Scott's game plan? Pass the ball to Archie Roberts.
Oh, no. Roberts is done for.
Roberts back.
Roberts is done for.
Watch this, because you know what? Brad Scott, he must have had something on him because Archie Roberts, every week.
Another thing too, these last couple of weeks, West Coast have been tagging the halfback.
There you go.
I was going to stay away from Roberts either way.
For now.
They've been putting Milan Murdoch on the halfback. Did it against Whitfield. They did it against Josh Dacos last week. Archie Roberts is having 10 disposals this week because it's going to be his first time facing a tag.
Yeah, and first time where the coach doesn't say pass the ball to Roberts, boys.
He's done for.
They love Archie Roberts.
Everyone is going to be so down on the Bombers after last week. See, this is hard because I wrote this before.
Yeah, well, come up with it.
Yeah, let me just come up with it straight out. I don't think the Eagles are as good as everyone thinks they are. I think everyone's pumping up a bit because they got close to Collingwood.
But Collingwood is shit.
Collingwood is shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
my
exact point. I like it.
So I don't think they're that great. New coach Spike, I think, is a real thing. I think Merritt plays harder. I think Parrish plays harder. I think Mackay plays harder. A lot of things are coming out.
That would surprise me.
Nah, things are coming out now that they had a horrible relationship, Mackay.
You reckon? Bullshit.
Oh, yeah, he dropped $1 million player into the VFL.
I thought they were good mates, actually.
My free pick for this game, it was Bombers plus 11.5. The line's moved down to 8.5. It's still plus Bombers 8.5.
Fuck, you had them plus money already. In Perth, after GWS lost to your GWS Giants lost to this Eagles team in Perth 2 weeks ago.
Coach Bump, go Dons. You say it and then I'll tell you all my picks combined.
These Sunday night West Coast games just get worse and worse by the week. At least we get a little bit of entertainment by Brad Scott
7:20.
being gone.
That's
They're so bad. They're so bad. Everyone will be leaning towards
So we have to wait all day for the 3:15 game and then the next game is at 7:20.
I don't know why they do it on a 7 game round.
Change it to the other do it 1:15 and 3:15.
But it's in Perth, that's why.
Okay.
Anyway, everyone will be leaning towards the Eagles, who are favourites, which feels funny, but they're for good reason favourites. The GWS form was good. Even though Collingwood's bad, they still were decent in that game. There was signs that they're not that bad. Seems like a very long shot for the Dons to go over there and win with the form they've been in. The coach Spike scares me a little bit, but contrastingly, West Coast have had a great 2 weeks by their standards. They will win. There's nothing that's going to change my mind. I don't care, Dean Solomon. I don't give a fuck. This is a win for West Coast. My free tip is still, I'll stick with it, Eagles minus 12.5 at $1.90. You'll get minus 8.5.
Fucking hell.
Nah, they'll get minus 8.5. But I'm still sticking with the 12.
And all of my free picks combined with the adjusted lines are going to be $87.98.
And my 7 picks by round this week is combined to the 7 games, $135.77 right there for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of the Pontus Pod. We appreciate you listening week in, week out.
Sorry, Brad Scott, not to be, but the Eagles will still get it done against the Dons. Peace, prosperity, and love. Yo.